Hello and welcome back to Fresh and Fit Kitchen. My name is Janelle and I am your culinary guide in today's cooking adventure. Today we are going to do a couple appetizers that you can bring with you to any of the holiday parties that are coming up. And inevitably you're going to have to bring something. Whenever I go to a party like that, I always want to make sure that not only am I going to bring something that anybody else would like, but I want to make sure I have something to eat when I show up to the party, because you never know what kind of food's going to be there. So one of our first ones that we're going to do today is a healthy version of a 7-layer dip. I don't care what time of year it is, there is always a place for a 7-layer taco dip on a table. Come at me, fight me, I don't care. It's got to be there. But I also am a Mexican food fan, so taco dip belongs anywhere that I'm at. All right, so I'm doing this in a disposable container because I don't want to have to worry about waiting to see if I need to get my plate back at the end of the night or returning, especially if it's a place that I don't know the people there. I don't want to have to show back up just to get a bowl. So I'm going to be using a disposable tinfoil type deal here. That way we can leave it, forget it. And then I am attempting to spread some refried black beans over the bottom. Now you can use regular refrieds. I find that the black beans are one of my favorites. It just adds a little bit of different texture. And then we are going to do, instead of our sour cream, I have some Greek yogurt here, and I put half of a taco seasoning packet into the yogurt. You can use Greek yogurt or regular yogurt, just make sure it's plain. This is just going to cut down on some of the fat that we find in our sour cream, but using the yogurt's still going to allow you to have that creamy texture that goes into your 7-layer dip here. And having this in will help to spread your beans out as well. And then we're just going to layer with all the typical things that go into a 7-layer dip. So we have corn, black beans, well, our black bean refrieds there. We'll do some corn. Just kind of spread those out evenly. A little bit of diced purple onion. There's always people who will eat your taco dip. You can serve it with your traditional chips. You can serve it with some pita chips, or even a plate of veggies works well too. It just depends on how well behaved you're trying to be for the holiday season. You know, everybody gets really uptight about it and thinks that they have to, you know, either completely go off the wagon with their dietary choices, or they're just not going to enjoy anything fun at the holidays. You know, I always tell people who come to see me, when I run a meal prep company in Boise, and we're about healthy lifestyle living, not fad diets. And so I always remind people when they're getting started on their health journey that one meal is not going to fix your problem, and one meal is not going to break your progress. So as long as you're doing things in moderation and keeping that moderation in mind while you're out at parties, have the chocolate, have the fudge, have the things that get you excited about a holiday party. It's not going to completely derail you. And then the next, so I added in, as I was talking, I forgot to tell you what I was doing. I added in shredded cheese, diced purple onion, some diced tomato, as well as some black olives. I'm going to add in a little bit of avocado here as well. Just remember your avocado to add at the very end. Avocado is one of those things, as soon as it hits the air, it starts to oxidize. That is just part of the avocado. We really can't do anything about it. We try, but it doesn't work. This guy's still not 100% ripe, so he doesn't want to break apart into littler pieces, but that's all right. We'll force him to. Okay. I always laugh when people talk about getting browned avocado when they go to a takeout place. It's like, well, yeah, it hit the air, it's gonna start oxidizing. At least you know it's fresh avocado and there's not a ton of preservatives in whatever dish that you're getting there. All right. Well, the avocado didn't want to be completely pretty, but that's okay. All right, and then one of the last things for this lovely little easy dip that you can bring in that's always gonna be a crowd pleaser is to put some jalapenos on there. I usually will leave the jalapenos in bigger chunks. Hopefully that means that people can see them. If not, you know, it's all right, they'll get through it. Most jalapenos, when you take the seeds out, are not going to absolutely destroy you. Okay guys, so this is a super simple dish. I know that people are probably like, it's just a 7-layer dip, but being able to make a few healthy alternatives to some of our holiday favorites is what's going to keep you on track, but still allow you to enjoy the party that you're going to. So I'm gonna go wrap this up, put it in the fridge, and then when I get back, we're gonna do our next appetizer to take out to a party. I'll talk to you soon. Hello and welcome back to our holiday appetizer episode. We are working on our second appetizer of the day, and this one is going to be our Asian salad wonton cups. So I grabbed some wonton wrappers from the grocery store. These are found in your vegetarian section, so basically where you would find your tofu and tempeh and some of the alternative plant-based meats are usually where you can find your wonton wrappers. I just grabbed 2 out of each of the package, kind of put them together. In a muffin tin, you would, a greased muffin tin, make sure to do that, otherwise they'll stick in there. And then you just bake these in the oven for about 5 to 6 minutes until they start to crisp up and turn brown. If you have an air fryer at home, these would work in the air fryer as well once you kind of got the mold there, or if you have kind of like egg rings that you can put in the air fryer, then that's a great alternative to the oven if you need to. But oven gets it done in 6 to 7 minutes. I put just a tiny bit of olive oil in the bottom of these to help from keeping them to dry out. And then all we have to do is stuff these little wonton cups. And you can make however many you have the patience for and however many people are going to be potentially eating these. They're great for a ladies' lunch any time of year. And so I have some teriyaki chicken that I made earlier, some shredded cabbage, some chopped cilantro, and then I did a quick little cheat and I just grabbed one of the bags of the pre-made Asian salad mixes. It's got all of your cabbages in there in the perfect size already done for you, a little bit of carrot, usually there's cilantro in there as well. I love to add extra purple cabbage to it because I am a big purple cabbage fan. Plus the color pop really helps to elevate your dish. So all we're gonna do here real quick is combine some more purple cabbage in with the cabbage mix that we started with. Any salad bag will work. And then I'm just gonna dress this with a little bit of an Asian dressing. This one is a ginger dressing. Just pick whichever one you like the best. You don't need a ton in here. And then I'm gonna do just a little extra cilantro in here as well. And then we are going to just chop our chicken up just a little bit smaller and put that in the cups as well. I like to add the chicken individually, that way I make sure each cup has chicken in it. You can use just the pre-made shredded chicken that you can find in the grocery stores too. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just add a little bit of teriyaki sauce. And then what I'm gonna do over here is just start adding in some chicken into these cups. Let me get that guy out of the way. This one kind of folded in on itself, so that one's gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but all the rest of them stayed open. And the nice thing about this is it doesn't require a ton of product, so it's a very cheap I guess I shouldn't say cheap, but more budget friendly appetizer that you can bring into any party. But it looks like you spent a lot of time and money getting this appetizer to look so cute. That's my favorite kind of recipe, is when it comes together for you really, really easy, but it looks like you spent a couple hours working on it. And then this nice little mixture will just go right on top of our cups. Things do not have to be hard in order to taste good. A lot of times we overcomplicate things because we're trying to be too fancy, and we miss out on the simplicity of our food, and you know, just miss tasting all the different ingredients, letting them be the star of the show. Okay, so these guys are all in there. I'm trying to decide what to do with this one that just felt like rolling up on itself, and so I think that he's just not gonna hold as much stuff as the rest of them, but that's all right. He'll still get eaten. Okay, let me just clean this up just a little bit. And then we are going to finish this with some cilantro and a little bit of diced avocado. So I just have one avocado half here. This one's still pretty firm, so it's gonna be a little tricky to get those avocado pieces out, but if you score through and then come back through and kind of make a little checkered pattern in here, it will help you to be able to get the avocado out. I definitely want you to be careful to not get your knife all the way through and end up cutting your hand underneath. And so oftentimes if you can take your fork, we'll see if this one cooperates. It may not be as pretty as I want it to be because it's still pretty unripe. You know, there's a fun trick when you are looking for avocado, is if you pull off the little piece that's at the top of the avocado, and underneath that, in the little divot that's left up there, if the avocado is green in that space, then it is still partially underripe, but will ripen up for you in a couple of days if left on the counter. If it's brown, then usually it's going to be a pretty well done avocado. Those kinds of avocados are usually good in making a spread or a dip or something where you can kind of hide the avocado a little bit because it's going to be brown and kind of mushy, but it's still usable. The fun part about cooking is just adapting to what you're with. You know, don't be so regimented by your recipe to think that you can't do the recipe if you're missing one ingredient. More than likely, if you're missing one ingredient, it's not going to be a make it or break it for your recipe. Okay, so that's about as good as that avocado is going to get for us. We'll save the rest for later on another dish. And then I'm just going to finish the top off with some cilantro. If you have green onion, feel free to use that as well. A little bit of slivered almonds on top of here would be great. Some sesame seeds would really finish that off as well. And then if you want, you're welcome to add just a tiny bit more dressing if you feel it's needed. I'm just going to do a drip drop on each one. You can also serve a little cup of dressing on the side here. That way people can add more. The great thing about this appetizer as well is that it is a carb light dressing, or I'm sorry, carb light meal. The wonton papers are very thin. The amount of carbs that you're actually getting from it is minuscule. Think about it as being the same as if you had the wonton strips on top of a big salad that you were given. And so these are your little holiday walking Asian salad cups. I hope you enjoy. We'll be back soon. Hello and welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. We have worked on appetizers that you can bring to any holiday party that you have coming up. It is that time of year and you are inevitably going to be in a situation where you have to bring something and also want to make sure that you have something to eat that keeps you on track. And doing that, we made a couple appetizers today that you can indulge in but still watch your waistline. Our first one was our 7-layer dip. This guy did a healthy spin by replacing our sour cream with some Greek yogurt and adding a taco packet to that, layering it with some refried beans, cheese, and all the other traditional goodies that we find within our 7-layer dips. This guy you can serve with chips, veggies, anything that you like. Use a disposable container to make sure you don't have to go back and wait for your container to be empty. The next one was our Asian wontons that are filled with a cabbage salad. It is our walking salad. It is light, fresh, and sure to be eye-catching to those around. So remember that it's easy to stay on track even in the holiday season. Just get creative, have fun, and make something that you are excited to eat when you're at the party as well. For this and other recipes, please make sure that you go and check out my cookbook. You can purchase it at any of the online stores where you would find your online books. You can also purchase directly from my website at www.hillskitchenidaho.com. Go into the shop there and you will be able to order either an ebook, softback, or hardback copy of my book, Fresh and Fit Kitchen with Chanel Hill. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to cooking with you next time. Have a great evening.